Hello there and welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, kicking off our 8 a.m. hour with Jim Cummins, director of the film Thunder Road. This is a Sundance short. Welcome to the show, sir. How are you this morning?
I'm great, yeah.
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell me a little bit about your Sundance experience thus far. How's it been?
Oh, it's been crazy. It's yeah, it's been really wild. We got in, we drove from Los Angeles the other day, and we're staying in this condominium complex down the street. And
Fantastic.
It's just been parties and this long kind of slumber party snowball fight.
A long slumber party.
That
is the perfect way to describe
and it's like all these
experience.
people that I know from like other film festivals and all these talented artists, so it's like summer camp kind of, like walking down the street and like high-fiving people. It's been really fun.
Except way better because it's in Park City, so,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's way better than anywhere else.
Well, pleasure to have you here, as I said, and this film, Thunder Road, kind of set the stage for us. So what is this film based off of?
I wrote it. It's based off this idea that I had in a hot tub with a friend of mine about a funeral.
The idea came while you were sitting in the hot tub?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He told me the story about a friend of his who had gone to a funeral and sang a song. He was a performing arts major. And he said that everybody in that audience would never be able to forget it. It was so moving. And I was like, well, did somebody film that? I would love to see that. And he said, no, why would they film that? And I realized, like, oh, well, maybe I should. That would be like a funny thing to do. And then I was listening to the Bruce Springsteen song, Thunder Road, and I was thinking about what I would do if my mother passed away, and I would probably sing Thunder Road. And then I thought, well, what if I messed it up? And I was like, what if I was somebody that couldn't mess it up? And so then it was this, I play a police officer, and I started growing my mustache out the next day and became like this month and a half of practice and like rehearsing in my car on the way to work to do this thing. And then we shot it in a single day in California, and it's this 13-minute long single shot of me just as a police officer eulogizing my mother and then dancing to this ridiculous song. And
my goodness.
It's really dark comedy. It's really
wow,
funny. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so as you were preparing, I mean, you act, you write, and directed this whole thing.
Yeah, that's right. And it's the first time I've ever done that too. I've never like actually gone out. It was the first idea that I had that was like, this is worthwhile. This is something that I have to do. And yeah, I like funded it myself.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was tough. It was grueling. It was a long thing, and it had to be perfect. So I like had to memorize it and do all of the
memorize that whole stretch of how many minutes did you say?
13 minutes of dialogue. Gosh. Yeah, it's like this long monologue and full choreographed dance routine. And we have this awesome choreographer.
Did you do your own?
No,
dancing?
Oh God, no. I'm not a trained dancer at all either. Yeah, no. Our choreographer is amazing. Her name is Catherine Burns, and she also does everything for like Comedy Central. She does.
Oh wow, that's
Crazy
great.
Ex-Girlfriend. She does all the choreography for that. She's amazing, and I was very lucky to sit with her for like an hour. And I was so nervous because she's so big. Like she's this amazing choreographer, and I was like, oh God, she's gonna think this is stupid. But she gave us an hour or two of her time, and I went in and described it to her, and then she was just like, yes, this is amazing, and then just like built this great routine for a police officer that's like really cheesy, and it's a lot of like pointing and gun
stuff.
Yeah,
can you show us a little bit of
Oh God, I shouldn't have said anything.
Live. You could, should we wait for a little bit? Give me like 2 seconds.
Okay.
What's some like hand stuff that you do?
So it starts out, and then like and I like you don't realize that I'm gonna dance. You think I've just put on the song and to sing it, and so I do this like this thing and then spin around and then you realize as soon as I do the spin move, it's like, oh, he's gonna dance in a policeman's uniform. It's really good.
Okay, how did you get through all 13 minutes of this?
Yeah.
Keep like maintaining your composure. How did you do that?
I couldn't laugh. That was the most difficult thing. I messed up 2 of the takes. So we did 8 takes, but 2 of them I messed up because I laughed, and we had to, it's this gigantic process. All the camera people and the sound and all these extras in this little church, and so it was so humiliating when I was like laughing at my own stuff. And I was like, oh God, I just got to get this right. And yeah, no, it was really
13 minutes. Come on.
Yeah, but then we would go through these long stretches of it. It was like a play, and so we had to describe it to people like, hey, this isn't going to be like a movie. This is going to be this like weird thing that we're doing. And then after the first take, as soon as everybody realized what I was doing and how humiliating it was, they were like, yes, this is going to be great. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, so what do you think of people having this on a big screen and people being able to see this now?
It's terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's not only your writing, your direction, but it's you. It's all you.
Yeah, and I'm very lucky that Sundance puts out the digital screeners for the press and the industry people. So like people have seen it beforehand and they've come up to me like, oh my God, you're ridiculous. Like this is great. And so
that's like the best compliment for being ridiculous in that context.
And other people are like, oh my God, would you please perform at my funeral? And it's like, that's a weird thing to do. It's like I'm getting
it's like a side business you can start.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a website.
You should like put that at the end of your film. We'll do like
we'll perform at funerals. Yeah, I've had like a couple people ask about that, which is very strange. My mom said that. My mom is still with us, thank heavens. She's wonderful. It's one of the inspirations for the movie, and she said after watching it, she was like, if you don't do that at my actual funeral, I'm gonna have someone that's still living beat you up. You have to do it. And so like now
like
it's this,
sign a contract
this prophecy that I've made that I have to do. It was weird.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. You have a pretty awesome mom to be,
she's
to be
amazing.
Great with that.
She's great, yes. A lot of the stories that I tell about, like I'm eulogizing, and a lot of the stories that I tell are actually about her, and she's so hilarious and ridiculous, and I get all of my empathy from her, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without her. She's a saint.
And your dancing skills, right?
And my dancing skills, yeah. I definitely didn't get that from my dad.
Okay.
He's not going to see this, is he?
We don't know. Is he? Is he allowed to? Does he know what you've done here?
I hope not. Okay.
Well, that was my other question. What did you think when they called you, or when you found out that you were going to be featured at Sundance? What did you think? That, oh, my dad, my mom used to see this?
These are all the most humiliating stories. So I got the call. I never thought it would get in. I made this thing thinking it was just going to be on the internet, and I submitted it on a whim. It was like 2 days before the deadline, and we shot it in October. And I submitted it, and then got a phone call in November from one of the programmers, and it was like instant tears. That's what he says. And yeah, he tells people this all the time. He's like, yeah, you cried. The tears came so quickly.
Oh my gosh.
Like, dude, you're supposed to be promoting me. Like, don't tell people I'm a crybaby.
I'm not a softie.
Yeah.
Come on.
But no, it was great. I got the phone call, and I was laying down, and I've never stood up quicker. Like I almost broke my neck. I think I like stood up, and I was like, why are you calling me? Why is this? And then they said, would you like to play it at the Sundance Film Festival? I was like, yes, of course, obviously. And then
you're like, what kind of question is that?
Yeah, I was like, why'd you have to call? Just be like, hey, give me a text. Like, hey, dude, you got in. Like, you're gonna come.
Like, I have to deal with that a little bit easier, maybe.
I'll see you in January.
Sure. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
On the film. So thrilled to have you here. Where and when can we see it?
It's premiering tonight at 9 p.m. I don't remember the theater. It's in Shorts Program 5, and so if you look up Shorts Program 5, you can find it. And yeah, we're playing 4 times while we're here, at the very least. And yeah, it's a wild ride. Very good. Well, Jim Cummins, congratulations once more. Thank you for joining us here in the studio, and have a fun time here during Sundance. Thanks you so much. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Much more happening on the Mountain Morning Show.